Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel. Great to be back guys on another map making video, and this is the second part or part 2 of our adding a train to your map. And in this video we're going to attempt to show you um, all the tweaks and things that needs to happen to make your train work. Well, there's not really much to do to make it to work. There's only one thing you have to do to make it to work. And then obviously the rest is tweaking it to have it suit your map needs. Like I'll show you what I've done on mine. But first let's have a look at the complete train system, which is obviously I've used the map map US one, and just want to quickly make this visible so you can see it. Attributes, use attributes we don't need. There it is. That is the map US train system in spline, and the driving range and everything else is in there. Now what I want to show you guys quickly is the whole setup of the train system revolves around this driving range. Now on the map US, you have the train disappearing off the map and then coming back into the map. And that's where the start and end node starts to work. So when you go out of the map, the start node starts, and then when you come into the map again, it gives you a message: do you want to sell the goods in the train? Now this system I've never found, I couldn't get it to work. There's no way that I can figure out how to get it to work. You can try and place those things on the spline as many times as you want. It just doesn't seem to work. So all you need to do to make your train work is delete this driving range. So in my i3D, I've just deleted it here. Now the moment you do that, have a look what's going to happen. Your train spline index path is 0, 0, and then your driving range is 0, 1. So you're going to have to look on yours. If you've used any of the other train systems, it might differ in index path. But what's going to happen is the moment you delete driving range, it's going to move everything else up 1. So this is 0, 2. So if you delete driving range, railroad caller, that first one will become 0, 1. So just have a look at that. So I'm going to delete the driving range, and then railroad caller 1 is going to be 0, 1. You see, so everything underneath that is going to move up 1 place in the index path. So that you're going to have to fix now in your map XML. So that's the only thing that you need to do to make it to work. But I had to tweak some more because I removed some of the hotspots and the trigger markers and the railroad callers. I've only used one railroad caller, because if you look at my map, I only have one place where the whole train actually comes through and stops, and this is the this railroad silo. I'm not using the train system in this map because it didn't have a train system, and I don't have a railroad silo where to store the goods. I just have the sell point here to sell. So yeah, it was pointless to try and put the train system in here, because there's no need. You can just bring your goods here and sell it immediately, instead of loading it on the train and then come and sell it here at the same spot again. So there's no point in that for this map. But if your map have, like the Ravenport for instance, have 2 different railroad silos as well as a port with a sell point for the goods, so that is probably the correct way of setting it up, is have 3 different points, because then at all 3 points you can put a railroad caller down. So what the railroad caller does is that little trigger thing where you can go and stand and then hire the train. It's an exclamation mark. As you see here, the trigger marker says it's an exclamation mark. So that is what you get there when you see the map. It's a map icon that's an exclamation mark. So the key is to understand that these 3 things, the caller, the trigger marker, as well as the hotspot, is all 3 is one thing in the i3D. So you need to just remember that when you set up your railroad caller. So I just want to show you in my i3D. Just go placeholders. I think I still got it in here. Yes, this is what my train system look like. The railroad caller, I only have 1 of them and 1 rail crossing. So I've deleted 1 rail crossing, as well as deleted one railroad caller. So then everything moves around. But remember, when you do this in your map, you have to export it out of your map into the i3D, because this system here is just for you to set it up, and then you save it, overwrite it as we discussed in the previous video, and then you get your actual i3D in your map. Mine is under placeables. I've got it under train system. There it is. So if I open this now, you'll see this is my actual train system that loads via the XML. So you can't have this one in the game. That's why mine is under the placeholders folder. And once I'm set up and ready with the whole train system, I can delete it. You delete it out of your i3D, out of the editor, and then it will call this the actual train system here in your map, in your map folder, the train system. So that is the way you set it up. You place it in the map, configure it, decide, and then save and overwrite this one in your map folder, and then delete the actual one in your map in the i3D. And the XML, the placeables XML, will then call your train system here. You see I've got it mapped there, placeables train system XML. So this XML here calls the i3D. If I now open my train system, for instance, do I have it open? Yes, I have. There it is. That's mine, Western Australia train system, and you see it calls my i3D. There it is, placeables train system i3D. So it's not the in-game map one, otherwise it would have been $data, whatever, placeables map US, train system, and then train system i3D. So yeah, we're going to have a look now at how I've configured mine to work. Just to give you an idea, guys, we've now had a look at, this is the original, so let me open my i3D just to compare the two so you can get an idea what needs to be done following your custom model on your map, because every map will be different, you know. But if you've used the whole i3D or the whole train system with all its callers and all its crossings and everything, then you don't have to do these modifications except for that start and end node thingamabobby. What's that thing called now? This one here, where is it gone to now? I've already forgotten the name for it. I've deleted it. Oh my word, and I hope I didn't save it. Did I save it? Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't save it. Did I? Let me just have a look if I can. No, I can't undo anything. AI app, the driving range, man. Sorry, here it is. I didn't delete it. Good stuff. I deleted it in the actual map, but or the original train system, but I'm just not going to save that. Good. All right. So what I've done, guys, on mine is have a look at mine. This is what I had to do. I've just or remove these from the system for now, and then I'm going to delete it when I'm happy with everything working, you know. So there's the driving range, it's gone. Looking at my i3D, have I got it open now? This is my train system. You'll see I've got the spline, and while I'm here in the spline now, I just want to make it invisible again, because I forgot to make it invisible in my map. Let me just put off this thing of mine, because it's going to carry on annoying me all the time here. I've got messages coming in on my phone. That's why it's going crazy like this. Good. All right. So what you do then, or what I've done, is I've removed the my word, the driving range. I keep forgetting that name. I'm getting old, guys. Driving range. And I've removed 2 railroad callers and 1 railroad crossing. So what's left now for me to do is to go through the whole system, check my spline is still 0, 0, okay, in my XML. So so the train spline is actually not called via the XML. You'll see the first thing that is called is the hotspot. And now remember what I said, the hotspot, the trigger marker, as well as the hotspot, the trigger marker, as well as the, where is it? The train, not the train, the caller, the railroad caller. They're all the same thing. As you can see, they're all on 0, 1. So the hotspot is 0, 1, 1. That is my hotspot. So I go into the i3D to check. I'm just going to close this original because it's out of the way. Get it out of the way. Right, so if I look at my hotspot, there it is. It's 011. So I just make sure, take this, copy it, and then paste it here, 011 at the hotspot. Right, guys, and the next one on the i3D is obviously your teleport. So just grab the index path there, copy it, and then right next to the hotspot you have the teleport node. There it is, 012, 012. So paste it in there, make sure it's the same. And then obviously the hotspot, as I said, as well as the caller, is the same thing. If you look in the i3D, you'll see it's exactly the same thing. It's all part of that one little icon sitting there in the map where you call the train. All right. So obviously then if you have more than one hotspot, you'll go through all of them and just change the paths, the index paths to suit. All right. The next one is the trigger marker. That will be the same as your railroad caller. So if you look at your trigger marker, if you go to not the railroad caller, sorry, as the actual hotspot, the trigger marker and the hotspot is the same link node. So it's 011. So you can see there, if you go to the hotspot, it's 011. So you paste that in there at your trigger marker, 011. And the trigger marker itself, it's that exclamation mark. There it is. It's what it's calling to place there on your map. And then the next thing down the line, let's go this side. We've done that. Just make sure the railroad caller itself, it's 010. So you can just go to railroad caller. It will be that one, 010. There it is, the trigger. That is that little block. That the trigger is the actual railroad caller block, and that's the one you walk into, and it will activate your F1 menu. So if you have F1 open in the game and you walk into a trigger, it will activate it for you, and that is the caller trigger. So that's 010. You just paste that in there, and once again, if you have the other callers, you just make sure paste all the index paths into the XML file. Great, and then the next thing is the railroad crossings, guys. Now the railroad crossings, there's 2 on the American system. If you need more, if you've got more crossings, you can add more, obviously, at the bottom. In other words, you will take this whole railroad crossing, duplicate it, and the moment you duplicate it, look behind its index path is 02. So I'm going to press Control D to duplicate it in the. This is the i3D, guys, just to make sure you understand. Now this one will become 03. So then you're going to have to copy, for instance, you copy this whole section from railroad crossing and rename the nodes to 03, for instance, everywhere that you have to go down the list, you know. So that is how you add a crossing into your map. All right. So I'm just going to start on top to just work through with it, through it with you. So railroad crossing is 02. So the main transform, it's 02. There you can see. And then there's 2 on the crossings. There's 2 of those little arm things, and both of those have got things underneath them. So you're going to work through them all. So the first crossing is 020, and that's called gates, guys. 020. If you open that gate, the barrier is the gate. So 0200 will be the barrier. You copy that and you paste that in there at the gate node. And then the second gate will be on the next crossing arm. If you open that one, there's that barrier, 0210. So you paste that in there. And then the traffic blockers, just to come back to that, the traffic blocking system doesn't work. For some reason, I can't get it to work, guys. You can try, but I've just deleted the inner workings of it. If you look at the original train system, traffic blockers, there it is. Those inner workings, I've just went that too. I've deleted them, so I only leave the start and stop of the traffic blocker there so that it's disabled. I couldn't get it to work. It gives you an error, it can't find the spline and all nonsense and all kinds of stuff, you know. So I just thought, bugger that, leave the traffic blockers. I'll just take it out. So that's my way of working around it. So also you need to remove it out of your i3D, because your i3D will have the traffic blockers in. So you delete them out of the i3D, delete them out of the XML. All right. So the signals, Same thing, you'll have two signals. Each of those little arm traffic arm things have got two signals. So this one is 0201. 0201, obviously the signal itself will be under that, so the 0210. So you paste that in there. And the other signal, signal 2, will be that one there. If you open that up, there it is, 02110, 02110. Great, and the sounds you can leave, don't worry about the sounds, that's all fine. Sounds, have we got sounds in the i3D? I don't think there's sounds in the i3D. No, there's no sounds in the i3D. Crossing bell, let me just make sure I don't talk nonsense again. I don't see any sounds, I can't remember seeing any sounds. So yeah, I'll just leave that alone. If there's no errors, it should be fine. Great, guys, and once you've done all of that, remember to save your i3D from the map and overwrite the one in your map. So in your i3D, your map i3D, in the editor, you do all the changes in your map onto the train system, and then once you've finished with it, you export it over and overwrite the one in your map folder. So you overwrite that one with all the info that's in your map, and then that one gets called here via the XML. So if you go here, that's the one it will be called. So you call that i3D and it will load it into the game for you. And once you're done with everything in your train system is working, you can delete it out of your map. As long as this one is in your folder in the map, it will be fine. Great, guys, so that is how you get that all done and working. Great, man, so that is what you need to do then to fix the whole train system up, and then you can now go and test it and see that it works. Now the next thing you'll obviously need to have is a cell point, because we've now removed that that little node thingamabobby that didn't work. Keep on forgetting the name of that thing for some reason. I just can't remember the name. it's that little what was it called now again? Oh my word. Anyways, driving range. The driving range. So we're gonna need to add just a normal railroad cell point. Now the best one I've found to use is the one in the map US. If you open the map US under the Steam Maps Common Farming Standard 22, go to data. Go to, where is it? I think it was under placeables, map US, and then it will be, it is called, which one was it? Selling station generic, that's the one there. Nope, yeah, here it is. Selling station main grain silo. Now this one, if you take this one, copy it into your map, so copy that, Control C, go to your map folder. Mine is in mods. I just want to open it in a new window for us. Go into mods, Western Australia, and then I've got the file, a folder called XML, where I just drop all my stuff in here. I think this is already there. I've probably just tested with that. So once you've put that in there, you can open it up and you'll see, first of all, what is calling it, what i3D it's calling. It's calling the i3D under placeable, selling station generic, selling station generic. All right. So what you do then is grab that i3D, import that into your map, and then place it. And then you're going to need a line in your placeables XML as well as in the store items, your store items, not the map US. Where's my store items XML? This is map US placeables. Okay. Let me just open my placeables. Sorry guys, there's my store items. I'll open that. I'll put that right on in the front, and then my placeables will be that one there. Open that up, put that in the front. Good. Right, so this is my placeables, guys. And you'll notice I've already got that in there. I've copied the line from the map US that calls that XML that we've copied. We'll go back there, this XML. So we need a line in our placeables that calls this XML, all right, so that we can get that i3D into the map. So now you go into the placeables of the map US. It's under data, maps, map US, placeables.xml, and you find the line that calls that grain silo. There it is. It's number 61. So you copy that line, go to your placeables XML, paste it in here. I think I've already done that, have I? Let me just verify. Liquid herbicide, selling stations, generic. No, I haven't. Alright, so all you do then is paste it in here. I must actually just copy it. That will help. Control C, go to my placeables, drop it down there, and there you are. And then what we're going to do, we're going to change this directory now just to point to the one in our map. So we go into our map again. There it is, my map, mods, Western Australia, XML. Copy this directory. So from your map directory, copy it. Whatever you've got behind it, you copy it. Go into your thingamabobby here, overwrite that whole thing up to the XML itself. This is normal stuff we've done 100 times, guys. In front of that you need the map there, because it needs to work out of the map there. Tell the game that it's from your map directory. And then XML, selling station, generic grain silo. Now this XML is now called, alright. And now we need to put that same line in the store items. So we're going to take any line in the store items, just copy it, paste it, Control V, and then we have a line so we can edit that one. So we go back to our placeables, and now we only need again the stuff from the map there. Copy that in there and then overwrite everything in there. We don't need the dollar for that. Control V, just like that. And now you've got your placeables, your store items sorted, so that will be called. But you need to remember now, you still need to position it in from your map. So you import that i3D into your map, get the position and rotation, and put it down here. Alright, and now you can go into the XML and edit the XML, change whatever you want here, add fruit, remove fruit, whatever you want to be sold there at that train station. Put it in there. You can even go and make it an extra line in here for it and change the price scale of it, you know, so that then you can vary what prices it sell at. Alright, just by taking this price scale. Number one, or the one represents 100%. So if you make it 0.5, it will be 50%. If you make it 2, it will be 200%. Alright, so just remember that in what it's representing there. Good. All right. So that's the selling station then sorted. Then you have a customizable selling station that you can park your train on top, and you can put that selling station anywhere over the track. So quickly just give you a browse over that. I'm going to close that. We finished with that. Into my map, Western Australia. Just quickly open the map for you. So all you do basically is import that i3D now, because remember it's calling the i3D out of the dollar data, selling station generic, selling station generic i3D, and that's the one you want. Alright, so I just want to open this app, maximize it once it's open. It takes a bit of time, but we'll get there. Sooner than soon. Oh, half of our time we're waiting for computers. It's crazy. Okay, there we go, finally. So all I'm going to go do is file, import, go to farming simulator, data, placeable, selling station generic, and I'll grab the one that it's calling, double click that. Once it's in the game, or in the map rather, I can now go and place it. I'm going to, just for fun, just drop it down here on the spot here to make us if that's a placeable or a selling station there over the train. That's what you want, you know, guys. So you position it nicely where you want it, up and down, any way you want it. And remember this one, if you're going to leave it in the map, because the only reason you put it here is to get this, the positioning and rotation data. Once you're done with it, you can delete it. If you're going to leave it in the i3D, you're going to have to cut it, go into your placeholders folder, find your placeholders folder and drop it in your placeholders folder, because otherwise you can't have two of them in your map on top of one another. It will cause errors, because this one in the i3D needs to be in the placeholders so that it can be ignored by the game, you know, because because the one you're actually working with is the one in the XML. It calls it directly out of the main game folders. You've got the positioning for it, the rotation for it, and now you have set up the train sell point. So once your train drives over this, it will grab the trigger, because the grain gate has got a trigger. You see there's the player trigger. The upload, let me just see where it is. Oh, the trigger is just invisible. Sorry, man, that's why I can't see it. Once you've made it visible, there it is. There's the triggers. Player trigger, unload trigger, all of that is there. So all nice and working for you. Alright, so that, guys, is how you get the sell point onto your train. So once your train is now driving over this, it will pick it up, and you can stop the cart over that, and you can immediately just press the normal I key, because it will pop up there. The sell point will actually have an icon here, sitting here, and then also when your train goes over there, you'll be able to, like your normal trailers, if you bring a tractor to a sell point, the same stuff will happen, and you can sell your goods there from directly off the train. And the one truck is, once the one truck is empty, you drive the train forward a little bit, put the next truck over the sell point, and whoop, there you go, Bob's your uncle. And then your sell point is working. Great, guys, so that is how you get the sell point in. Now, to get your 2 railroad silos, or 3 or 4 railroad silos, how many you ever want, you're going to go into one of my videos where I've already done it for you. It's on the Ravenport map. I've done 2 there on the Ravenport map. On this end of this video, I think I've only done the 1. I might have done 2, so you can just have a look at this video. It's called Map Conversion from FS19 to FS22. We continue in episode 4 of Ravenport Conversion. That's the name of the video. I'm going to put this link in the video description for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And for your convenience, the time slot to start is at 10:50. I've already watched just a few seconds. 10:50 is the right spot to start watching. They look all right, so yeah, great stuff. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, once now that that is out of the way, we want to start looking at all the sell points. You see, so from there on, you can now watch how to install this railroad silos, where you can store your grain and load it onto the train. It's a storage facility, obviously, where you can just dump all your harvests, and once you've got enough, or harvested all your fields, you can take that, when the price is right, drop it onto the train here, drive it all the way around the track to your sell point, and just sell it there. It's like in the old FS19, the same drill. I think it works better for me that way, you know, than this new thing of going off the map, coming in the map. Do you want to sell? That's a stupid idea. I don't know why they thought of that. But anyway, so we just modify the whole system to work the way we want it to work, and that is how you do it, guys. So I'll put those links in the description for you of this video, so you'll find the links there to that video, and then I'll also just remind you of the start time, which is 10 minutes 50 seconds, and from there on you can have a look at that. And then once that video is finished, if I haven't done both those silos yet, because they're 2 different silos, the one has got 2 drop-off points, and the other one has got 3, so just have or 3 points, so just have a look at both of them for your own scenarios. If the one doesn't work for you, just watch for the other one. It will definitely, one of the 2 will work for you, because Ravenport has got 2 different railroad silos. Actually, what happened on Ravenport, the one has got 3 inline offload and upload points, and the other silo has got 2 that's inline, and the other one which is like off center, so it's like in a triangle, and that's why you have got 2 different i3Ds there. So I've done one custom one where I moved the things around, so you'll see that, and then just one straightforward one straight out of FS22, which fitted that silo properly, you know. So yeah, that's the 2 ways that I've done it there. Well, guys, I hope that has helped you. And then at the end of all of that, save your map, and remember to make a backup before you do anything, obviously. And yeah, I hope you get your train running and remember to make your tracks invisible again, because otherwise you're gonna end up like mine, having a track visible in the game, you know, which you don't want. So it's not the track, actually, it's your spline. Great, guys. So I hope that helped a lot. And remember to like and subscribe, and remember to share my stuff. I appreciate, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.